listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the LOZ Podcast Network. My name is Ken Lawler. I'm the creator of the LOZ app, and we have the LOZ Podcast Network in the app now, and it's a great way to talk to people all around the Lake of the Ozarks. You know, business owners, real estate agents, people who are just faces around town. I'm really excited today because we have a couple individuals that are going to talk to us about music, live music, all the things you love to do at Lake of the Ozarks, the Ozark Amphitheater. We have Mary Kay and Tom from the Ozark Amphitheater, and we are talking to them today, and we're going to go through a lot of stuff about concerts. We're going to talk about maybe some of the improvements they've done and just kind of get their take on what's going on around the Ozark Amphitheater. Hello, everyone. Hi, Mary Kay. Hi, Tom.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Ken.
So I'm coming to you. Obviously, I'm coming to you from Phoenix. The weather here is a little warmer. You guys are back in central Missouri and just had a huge snowstorm. And I think you, just before we went on the air, you talked about the fact that the dog bowl got frozen over actually in the building.
Yeah, we were off for a few days while the storm hit and worked from home. When I came in yesterday, the dog's water dish had iced over. So we had to open up the doors, turn the heat up in the office a little bit. But we're back up and running now. It's a balmy 22 outside right now. So it's like
in true Missouri form, I think I just looked. It's going to be 60 by Monday. So you're going to be right back into it.
True.
So this is the part of the season where you guys pretty much just lay back, you take vacation, you kind of just, relax in the lounge chair. Is that right? Or is this like a lot of work right now?
Yeah, we're pretty much on a different beach every week.
We're surprised you caught us.
A lot of cruises going on. Yeah, it's just we had 2 on sales this week, so we had to come back for that.
So tell us what goes on this time of year. So I know you guys are deep into adding new shows. We see you guys doing your reveals every week and new shows being added all the time. So take the viewers through kind of what the process is and how long into the spring will you guys still be adding shows?
Well, we start booking these shows back in the middle of the 2024 season. We announced 5 shows before Christmas, and all of those had confirmed by October, November. So we have learned as we've evolved in this business that, in all honesty, I'm putting 2026 offers in right now.
Wow. Okay. So you work way ahead.
Yeah. To get ahead of the ball game. Things we missed out on in 2025, because if you wait too late, you say, hey, this would be a great group for us. And they're like, yep, no, they're done booking for 2025. Let's look at 26. But this time of year, and a lot of people ask us, what do we do in the off season? Well, we go back to working 40-hour weeks. We do 80-hour weeks during the season, 40-hour weeks in the off season. We do get some downtime around Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's and things like that. But, when you're putting shows on sale in November and December, and then we really start kicking off the season in January, we're just announced our 13th show on sale yesterday, all part of the COMC concert series, one of our great marketing partners that helps us put together a huge season like this. And I've got 4 more that are confirmed to be announced yet, and we're still working on and moving dates around and putting offers in. So yeah, we'll be announcing right up until probably May, first part of May.
And this is, you guys, every year, you add a bunch of more shows, it seems like. This thing over the last 4 years has just evolved into, almost double what you guys used to have, right?
Yep, that's the plan. We want to start rivaling some of the amphitheaters that are, at their peak. And in order to get there, they have a very busy schedule. So we too hope to get to that point at some point.
Yeah, it's great. It's such a cool thing for the lake. You've got you pull from such a big area too. I know we all tend to think of Lake of the Ozarks, and that's where everybody comes from. But there's probably people that come from Jeff City, from St. Louis, Kansas City for certain concerts. You guys bring in some really good names. So people will travel to come see them.
We actually sell to all 50 states. We've actually sold tickets in Mexico and Canada and also Puerto Rico.
That's awesome.
And our draw, you like 25% of our audience comes from the lake area. The other 75% is within outside of a 90-minute drive. We pull from Columbia heavily, Jeff City, Springfield, and Southwest Missouri. We're fortunate enough to be able to draw people up to our lake and get them off of Table Rock. And then Kansas City, St. Louis, Omaha, Des Moines, Wichita, south of Chicago, all come to Lake of the Ozarks as a destination area. And then we're able to take advantage of, hey, they want to come down and see the lake, take in a show, hit the restaurants, hit the night spots on the water, and then they go back on Sunday night.
And you guys are certainly one of the big tourism draws. I mean, that's something that I think a lot of people at the lake may not think about. Yeah, people are coming in for a concert, but they're probably coming in for 2 or 3 days if they're going to do that. So these people are coming into town. They're renting perhaps a VRBO, or they're staying at a local, a hotel. They're buying food at different restaurants. They're doing other things around the event. And I mean, it's such a draw. And I would love to, and you guys maybe have some numbers, but I'd love to know how much money you draw into the market with just having those concerts, because it's not just the concert. I mean, someone's coming in, they're spending 3 days, they're spending nights, they're going to go out to dinner and stuff. And what a great thing for the community, because everybody that depends on tourism, you guys are more than doing your share to bring these people in.
You're our number bank. Go for it.
We do have a huge economic impact. We sold over 100,000 tickets last year. And What I have figured, for every 2,000 people in the door, we have an economic impact of about $500,000. So roughly about a $50 million economic impact last year. It's called the Ozarks Amphitheater effect, both on gas stations, restaurants, hotels, VRBOs. We're very familiar, plus what we spend in the community ourselves, but we do draw in, and even surprisingly, we've had people from just 60 miles away, where I would consider just driving back and forth, they'll come in on a Friday night for a concert, stay for the weekend, and leave on Sunday. We've had them lose their wallets here, and they come in and pick them up on Sunday on their way out of town. I'm like, well, you just live an hour from here. Did you drive over? No, we stayed at Margaritaville last night and, took in the sights. So it's, we are a destination both in our venue and the lake area. So that's part of the key to our success. Is we wouldn't be able to survive on just the local attendance, especially on the weekends when most people are working. But by being a destination both in the venue and at the Lake of the Ozarks, it's worked out well for us.
Yeah, it's huge. And let's talk a little bit about some of the shows that are coming in that you guys have already booked. Nate Bargatze, I mean, I know that was kind of a big introduction, one of the first ones you guys went out there with, and that's going to be fun, right? You guys do a lot of comedy. I mean, it's not just concerts. So you guys do your fair share of comedy gigs too, don't you?
Yes. We dipped our toe into that with Rodney Carrington several years ago, and it proved to be successful. So we're getting the opportunity to actually host bigger artists that have a bigger draw. Nate Bargatze is probably going to be one of our biggest of the season.
That's awesome. I mean, he's really popular right now. I just saw they just did on the SNL 50. He was actually featured in the audience there. So, and
he was in the Super Bowl ad for DoorDash, I believe it was. So yeah, Nate's everywhere. In the interest of fair reporting, that show is sold out. I think there's about 50 seats left, and those are all single seats.
So find your friends who have season tickets and buddy up.
We got over 8,000 tickets out for that particular show.
That's full.
We're one of the smaller venues that he's playing this year, and he's the number one touring comedian in the country right now.
Wow, that's a get. I mean, that's awesome. And you just announced Ian Munsick just recently this week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yesterday.
I was going to say that, but yesterday.
Yeah. So that's going to be a good one. You got as Dwight Yoakam and with the Mavericks, always a great show. Bare Naked Ladies. I love the way you guys mix and match. Look, I'm a slave of the 70s and 80s. Like, I mean, if it's music after 1989, I probably don't recognize it. But everybody's got their genre.
Sure.
But when you're looking at something for everyone, you guys try to really do shows that are going to hit different groups, don't you?
We really do. That's part of the magic to it, is finding who's touring and who's going to be available in our area in the Midwest. A lot of times the rock and roll shows tend to go over to Europe or overseas in the summertime. So they're a little bit harder to book than the country stuff, which is 7 hours down the highway in Nashville. So that's why we're a little bit heavy in country most of the time. But we've got, of the 13 shows we have up and on sale right now, I've got a few more to announce that are confirmed. Some of the other ones that we're working on are genres that we've never had before. And we dipped our toe in the hip hop world last year with a couple of shows, Ice Cube.
And it was amazing, right? I mean, that was really something. Like, you guys took a what I'll consider a chance. I mean, that was a chance of it turned out to be a huge show.
Yep, sure did.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the Ozarks Mountain Daredevils. I mean, let's face it, they're like family, right? I mean,
This is their fourth time with us, yeah. And this is their farewell tour.
Mm-hmm.
So we were blessed.
So this is the last chance to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Can we still get tickets for that show?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Free seats still available.
The fun thing about the Daredevils is that they are a local favorite. They all live in the Springfield area, and they all come in their own private cars. So instead of big tour buses rolling up and things like that, you got the bass player rolls up in his, car or SUV and pulls out his guitar. And then the drummer comes with all of his stuff in the back of his SUV. And so there's like 9 to 14 vehicles parked backstage when Daredevils roll into town.
A different loadout experience, right?
Experience.
Yeah. And Trace Atkins, he's been there. You've had him a couple times, right?
This will be his second time to the venue. With Aaron Tippin, it's going to be a great 4th of July show. Tom's got some special things in the works for that show.
Oh, okay. Good.
Can't let the 4th of July weekend go by without a little fireworks from our buddy Matt Sutcliffe. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good, everybody loves fireworks. I mean, let's face it. If you can get a fireworks and a concert, you've got a 2-for-1 going. Aaron Lewis and the State Liners, American as It Gets tour, is coming in on the 17th.
Right. We just added Jake. We're adding Jake Worthington to that as a support act. Jake was on The Voice, and just a clean, clear country, old school country music, young kid. I think he's 27, 28 now. But that's a good add to that particular show. And we love Aaron Lewis. It'll be his 4th or 5th time here on our stage.
That's great. And then I know you guys brought these guys in for me because it's actually my wife's favorite band of all time. So Earth, Wind and Fire, that show, it was unbelievable. Like, that to me was just one of the greatest shows I've seen.
Yep. Very entertaining. Anytime you can get that many musicians and
that level of musicians on stage.
Yeah. They're Grammy Award winning. They're Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. It's a legacy act that, we all enjoy. We have to take a break and just sit and watch those guys.
And I don't think people understand quite. I mean, you can't get a bad seat at the Amphitheater. I mean, you can't. I don't care where you put someone. Pick a seat out of a hat. You're going to sit in that chair and go, wow, this is an amazing view. The sound you guys have, though, to me, and I noticed at Earth, Wind and Fire, that's a pretty complicated setup. There's a lot of people on stage. There's a lot of instruments. There's a lot going on. Crystal clear, unbelievable. I mean, the sound there is just amazing.
Yeah, and I don't think we can say enough about that. The way the amphitheater was engineered and built definitely took advantage of the topography of the lake. The acoustics are phenomenal. One of the main reasons I'm actually here is because of the acoustics of this venue. And it's so fun to watch the sound engineers that come with new bands, and they're doing the obligatory clap that they're, to see what the acoustics sound like. And to see the look on their face, because they get excited. I mean, and there's people moving boxes and everything, and there's a lot of activity going on when they're doing their first initial walkthrough. And to see the look on their face when they're doing the claps and like they're getting excited, and you're like, oh, if you think this is good, wait till tonight. It's gonna be.
Wait till you see yeah. I mean, it's the fact that you can go there and it's the setting that it is, and I mean, you guys can seat up to 8,000, 9,000, right? I mean, right in that 8 to 9,000 area.
Mhm.
But the way it's set up and the way it's positioned, you never feel like it's overwhelming. I mean, it's just you're up front, you get the whole, you see everything. You guys have the video boards going on either side. I mean, if you're going to see a concert somewhere, Ozark Amphitheater is where you want to see a concert. I mean, the sound, the whole experience there, the food you guys do before, I mean, everything that you do leading up to what's going on, is just amazing. I mean, the experience is true. Like I tell people all the time, like, don't show up an hour before the show. Like you show up a couple hours, get the experience, walk around, get some food, enjoy the night because it's a true experience.
Well, we do have bands playing at 5:00 when we open. Stone broke up on the top of the hill. And then when we open the doors at 6, we always have a band in the plaza. So there's entertainment going on the entire evening that you're with us.
And I think we got a picture here of this is the new area that you guys did up top there. What a neat, this is cool. Like to me, this is like, I want to hang out here. This is a great show.
That's the way to kick off the evening for sure. That is the vision of one of our owners, Robert Mean, who came up with the idea we were going to open that gate up anyway, and we had the year before, but he really wanted to make it a hangout area and a vibe type area. So we developed it last spring. So you've got early entry. You can get in at 5:00, hang out in there, grab some of his signature pulled pork sliders and brisket sliders, food, drink. And then we also have live music, as Mary Kay said, on the Stonebroke stage up there. And that's where we feature a lot of the local artists, whether they be solo acoustic or duo or small band. And they get the opportunity to play for the crowd of anywhere from 250 to 1,000 people that come in early up there. And
it's a cool thing. I mean, you guys were giving back to the community. Like you're letting local guys come in and play for a pretty big crowd, get them warmed up. And I mean, that's a neat experience for them as well.
Yeah, you can experience 6 hours of music here at the Ozarks Amphitheater for the price of one ticket.
Now, to get into this section and stuff, is there a special ticket you buy for that? Is it just something that you can show and go, or how does it work?
No, there's no special fee for this. It is just a gate that we open early at 5:00, like Tom said. And one of the things that's great about it too is if you're meeting a group of people, this is a great place to meet them before the doors of the venue open, so you can all go to your seats together. And one of the reasons that we've started this too, it lends itself to a more relaxed atmosphere, and people can meet everybody. People can get kind of the lay of the land. That we do have merch sales up on top of the hill. So if they want, if they're looking for that coveted shirt from the band or tchotchke from the band, they have the ability to buy merch and just make it a little bit more calm and less hectic of an experience.
Yeah, it's just a cool space. And I mean, like you said, I'm one of these guys. I don't like to show up and sit in traffic. I'd rather show up early, have a drink, relax, get into the mood, make a whole night of it. I mean, it's just a cool experience up there. And it looks to me like there's a lot of shade up there too. So like some of these shows where there's a little bit of heat coming in, you actually get up there and cool off a little bit probably.
Yeah, it's very well geographically located. It's on the east side of the venue. The sun's setting on the west side of the venue. There are shade trees, and there's about a 20-foot hill that creates our lawn seating area. So you're right. It's very strategically placed, and it's even on a 90-degree day when you're sitting in the shade, it's much more relaxing to sit up there, have a cold frosty beer, and watch some live music and get your t-shirts. As Mary Kay said, the early entry merch area up there is, worth coming an hour early so you don't have to stand in a long merch line.
Oh yeah. Now let's talk about, I go to the amphitheater, I hit probably 8-10 concerts there. I buy my tickets individually. There's a better way to do it, right? I mean, there's a club, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely our fan club. And you go to our website, which is ozarksamp.com, give us your email address. And I know we ask you some different questions, what kind of music you like to listen to, etc. And then on Thursday, which is our normal pre-sale day, you'll get an email from us about 9:45 in the morning which gives you a direct link to buy your tickets and also the pre-sale code. And then the pre-sale starts usually at 10 a.m.
So that's definitely something we want to steer people to. That's a great place to be, and you get first chance, and that's no, you don't have to worry about being first in line. If you're in the fan club, you're going to get those notices right away, and you're going to get a chance to get those tickets right away.
And that's correct. And you have a chance to buy tickets before they go on sale to the general public. One of the things too that's really important is in that email, it gives you the direct link to buy your tickets, because unfortunately in today's world, the scalper activity is something that's hard to stay on top of. If you Google search us, chances are the first several opportunities that pop up to purchase tickets are not us. So giving you that direct link that 100% you're getting straight to Ticketmaster, our ticketing agent, that you're buying tickets directly from us and not from a scalper.
Yeah, and that's another thing too that I wanted to mention is you guys are in the LOZ app. You have your own section. If you go to the events side of LOZ app, you guys are featured at the very top of all the events. You click that button, and you go in, and you can get a direct link straight into your site that's going directly through you guys, and you're not going through a third party. You can look at the parking assist, which helps you get to the lot you're trying to get to. You can look at your seating chart, facts, because can I bring my purse? Can I not bring my purse? What do I need? You guys have all kinds of stuff that you're getting out to different people. And also, you have your lodging partners on there, which is great for someone who's coming into town and they want to find a place to stay that, understands what they're doing, and they're going to the concert, and somebody who's maybe got a shuttle bus or maybe, some kind of transportation. On any of your lodging partners, do they set up any shuttles for you guys? Is that anything like that going on?
All of the lodging partners that we have listed on our website, in order to be part of our lodging partners, that's the one thing that you have to provide is shuttle service to and from the venue.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys also have, I know we have Lake Ride Pros in the app, and they do a ton of, all the things that you guys contribute to all these businesses that are set up at Lake of the Ozarks, that when you
that's
have
the Ozark Amphitheater effect.
It really is.
It really
is. It's just amazing to me, because I was talking to those guys, and, they've got a couple of big, huge buses now. They got I think they got like a fire engine or something now they're doing, but they said
emergency response vehicle. It's like a,
that's right. Yes. But they said, it's amazing when we have a concert, we have 7 vehicles. We're running all 7 vehicles in loops constantly the whole night. Well, if you think about that, and let's just say it's a concert on a Tuesday night or a Thursday, whatever, they're not going to get that kind of business on a regular Thursday or Tuesday night. And then you guys are providing just a huge influx of tourism dollars for all these different companies that are trying to live at the lake and work and make a living. And that's got to make you guys feel pretty good.
Well, I think it's one of those, when one of us succeeds, we all succeed. And I think that's been our motto since day one. And I can't say enough good things about the partners of the community that we work with. We have a solid team. Can't say enough great things about them.
And I know you guys have a lot of people that help you during the days of how many people does it take to run a concert out there?
With employees, we probably have over 200 employees working. Plus we have volunteers. Then you've got the security staff, all of your first responders. You've got ambulance, fire, and the sheriff's department. So
on a big show, there's 250
plus
people that are on property just making all the magic happen.
And I know I was there one night when we had a storm roll in, which happens. It's outdoor. You're going to have weather, right? Yeah. And I think there was a nasty storm coming in, and I was amazed at everybody knew where they were supposed to be and what they were supposed to be doing. Everybody that worked for you was directing someone to somewhere, and they were making sure the crowd was safe. That doesn't just happen. You guys must do a lot of pre-planning and training on that.
We do. Starting March 7th, we're having some exercises at the fire station. And then come April, we're going to bring them back out here to the amphitheater. We do evacuation drills. We do active threat drills and things like that. So, Camden County EMA and Mid-County Fire and the Camden County Sheriff's Department, and now Camdenton City, are all involved in the safety and the welfare of everybody that comes to a venue. The National Weather Service, we have a an agreement with them through Camden County EMA. We get a weather report in the morning. We get a weather report at noon. We get another weather report at 4:00. What can we anticipate throughout the day to know, to get a little bit of a heads up if we've got 60-mile-an-hour winds coming, so we can make those preparations ahead of time and either hold doors or, all of the different things. But yeah, it's something that's very, very important to us, is that, the safety and the welfare of our patrons.
And you guys are always, the show goes on. Like, it may be 2 hours late but you guys put it on. Like, you don't leave people hanging very often on, if they got there, you're going to try your best to make sure that show goes on.
Knock on wood, we had never had a show that we had to completely cancel.
Yeah. And that in itself is amazing. Think about all.
Some of those shows turn into the best shows. Billy Currington comes to mind. That was one that we had to evacuate a couple of years ago in the middle of it. Pushed everything back. He didn't get started till a little bit after 10. He could have just shortened up his set and been done at 11 o'clock. He played till like 11:25 and then stayed for another 15 or 20 minutes, signed autographs around while his band played. Then his band went off stage. He went back, picked up a guitar, and just played a solo acoustic song for about 20 people that were still left in the pit at 11:45. So, Kane Brown in the Rain and things like that turn into, it's
one of our,
we make chicken salad out of certain things.
one of our taglines for the amphitheater is turning moments into memories. And, and listening to people talk about, oh yeah, I was at Kane Brown, and talking about the storm and talking about how much fun they had in the rain, listening to the concert. So
those are the best. Those are the best memories. Like, sometimes everything kind of goes haywire, but you make it come together. Everybody enjoyed themselves and they always leave with a smile and knowing that they saw a great show. We are so glad that we were able to have you guys on the LOZ Podcast Network, and we're going to catch up with you again, as we get closer to the season. But I wanted to give you guys a chance to kind of talk about what's coming and kind of talk about the off season. And it just seems like you got a great 2025 coming. This is going to be a huge, huge season for you guys. I would encourage anyone who's watching in the app, all 30,000 of our users who get to see this, go to ozarkamp.com, buy your tickets, join the fan club, get out there and see a concert, do anything you can to contribute to what these guys are doing to bring tourism dollars into the market. They are truly uplifting so many companies out there that are trying to make a living at Lake of the Ozarks, and they're doing it with entertainment and with fun. And we're just so glad that Mary Kay and Tom, you guys are watching over all that. And I know that, one of the things that I can guarantee you guys is if you go out there, you're going to see these two. They're on site. They're there in the mix. So thanks again for joining us.
She's the one.
We'll catch up with you guys.
Do the whole show.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Oh, it's great. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much.
All right, Ken. Thank you.